welcome to my channel. My name is Qadira. Thank you for clicking on this video. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. I would love to interact with you guys and just hear your feedback, you know? Let's get straight into the video. You are enough. You are enough. You are enough. You are alive. You are thriving. You are here. You are breathing. You are a piece of life. You are a precious life. You are worthy. You are enough. I wanted to get into the topic today because this is something that growing up I struggled with, and actually I struggled with up until like 2-3 years ago, I would say. I didn't know this was the root of basically all of my issues. It kept me stuck in a lot of areas of my life, a lot of aspects, and I always knew like I would hold myself back. That's what I would consider it when I was growing up, when I was younger, but I never fully knew what it was. I never knew exactly until I became an adult and I really realized like, oh, like I grew up and I didn't feel good enough. I didn't feel worthy. I didn't feel enough. And I really realized like, at first I used to think I was alone in that. And I used to think that like, I'm the only person alive that feels this way. Cause sometimes when you're going through something, a lot of times you feel like you're the only person going through that. You're the only person that feels that way. And what I've come to learn and know is that so many other people felt that way as well. In therapy, I've gone to therapy. My therapist, she was telling me like so many people feel and have that same feeling, you know, within themselves. I also got into law of assumption about a year ago, and like law of assumption is such a like a big community, and so many people that I've connected with through that community, you know, they've felt the same way in regards to the way that I felt. And everybody has their own specific reasons as to why they felt that way. But for me personally, mine started from childhood. I struggled with my weight. I struggled with my appearance, like the way that I look, with my skin. There were a variety of reasons why I felt that way, but my main struggle was with my weight and growing up as a child. When you grow up and you're a child and you have these people in your life that are caring for you and taking care of you, a lot of times you care about them as well, and so you take in their behavior as if something is wrong with you because it's gearing towards you. I think even a lot of times we do that as adults. We internalize things. We internalize those feelings. We internalize those emotions. And as we get older, we take these things, and by the time we're older, they become something like, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, all that. And for me specifically, the main thing, because I had quite a few things, but the main thing was my weight. That was something I struggled with from a very, very young age, like 4 or 5 years old. And I carried that through as I grew up and as I became an adult. This is something that is not discussed enough. But what I do love about this time and age is that so many people are discussing different things and different stories. I really wanted to share this because recently, within like the past year, 2 years, I've gotten to this place where it's like, I wake up and I'm just like, I'm enough. Like, I'm a piece of this universe, just like you, just like you. We're a piece of this universe. We're a piece of life. Something that Sadhguru says, and I love Sadhguru, absolutely listen to him all the time. If you don't know who he is, please look him up. He has a huge following, like a yogi and a mystic. And something that he always says is the most important thing in your life is that you're alive right now. The most important thing in your life is that you are alive right now. You're breathing. You're a piece of life. You're a human being. You're here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you are enough. Just in that, like, simply. You don't need more of an explanation. The fact that you're alive is enough of an explanation. I believe in God, and I believe that God created us all. And because we exist, because we're alive, we're enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, we've always been enough, whether we've known that or not, whether we know it or not, we've always been enough. And for me, I wake up every day and that's a turning point for me. Like, I'm alive, I'm breathing, you know? All of us, we either come to this point in our life where we either have had a struggle for such a long time, or we have moments where we don't feel good enough, or we don't feel like, how could I do this or whatever. So now at this point, what I want to discuss is how I got to this point. Now, mind you, I'm not perfect by far, okay? Not at all. But I have gotten to a point of understanding that a lot of my own personal insecurities and childhood trauma and just all these things, all these impressions, all this information that I cultivated as a child and collected as a child to come up with this conclusion in my head that I wasn't good enough, or I wasn't worthy, or I wasn't enough in general. And what I realized is all of that was a part of my life at some point, but I don't have to remain there. I don't have to create an identity around that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can always decide and choose that, you know what? Yes, I went through that, but do I want to continue to live my life that way? That is what has been very helpful, my bad, y'all, and getting me to this point, because no matter what, like, I'ma always have me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'ma always be in this body. I'ma always, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'ma always have me. And things could change. I could look different. I could have a different body, you know what I'm saying? But I'ma still have me, like this particular me. I'ma still be me for the rest of my life. So I think it's so important to get comfortable and secure with what you have in your hands right now, with who you are right now. And of course, you can always change it if you want to. Like, by all means, do what you gotta do. When we try to change things within us, we tend to seek outside of us to change that. Like, we tend to go to, you know, surgery, or look for books, or look for this person or that person to validate us, or we buy this thing, or we get this thing, or we do this thing. We're always doing things outside of us to validate ourselves, and that's never, ever gonna happen, ever. And I know, like, I think we all know that to a certain extent, but we still try, right? Because sometimes we just don't know how to get to that level within ourselves, by ourselves. But I'm here to tell you, you definitely can. Like, if you're struggling with anything, not everybody struggles with not feeling good enough. Like, that's not everybody's, you know, story. Whatever it is that you experience within yourself that you feel like is putting you at a halt, is stopping you from growing, from evolving, and that's what you want to do, it does come down to making a choice of like, okay, this is what I want. I want to, like, experience better in my life. I want to be better in my life. I want to be better in taking care of myself, and I want to create my own well-being for myself, you know. And it really does come with knowing that, like, you are responsible for your life. Nobody is responsible for you. Nobody. You have to make a choice. You want better for your life. You want to experience life to its full capacity. You want to experience your potential to its fullest capacity. You have to step into that and make those choices for yourself and take responsibility. And that was the thing that helped me get to that point, because I was that person where I wasn't an outwardly, like, type of playing victim person, but inside of myself, I used to get emotional and used to dwell in my emotions and in my thoughts about everything that would happen around me. And I got so wrapped up in my circumstances, or in a person, or in people, or in anything outside of me, energetically, like within myself, that I really didn't know how to get out of that box. I was so entangled in everything outside of me. And I was really in a space where I didn't know that, like, Qadira, like, you're in charge of you. Like, you're responsible for you. I don't care. It doesn't matter what somebody did to you. Yes, that experience happened to you. You can validate yourself in those in those moments and in those ways. But as far as the bigger picture, as far as your life, transforming your life and moving forward and deciding, you know what, in my childhood, I dealt with all those things and all those experiences, and they were real for me. And what people said to me and how, you know, people treated me or whatever the case, like those were real experiences. However, I'm not a child anymore. I'm not going through that anymore. That is the past. The past is literally dead and gone. And how do I want to move forward? How do I want to live my life now? We can't go back into the past and change things anymore. We can only work from where we are right now and what we have right now. I think that a lot of times we take that for granted. We take advantage of that because we wake up every day and we think like, oh, another day, another day. But it's like, some people don't wake up the next day. Like, not everybody sees the next moment or the next hour of their life. Like, we all have seen or know experiences where something was one way, one moment, and then the next moment it's completely different. Like, and that's how you can be in regards to your well-being. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe one day you didn't feel good enough, you didn't feel worthy, and you decided the next day, you know what? I'm tired of feeling that way. I'm tired of stepping into my life, thinking and feeling and approaching life in a way that I'm not worthy, that I'm not enough. You can always change that for yourself. And nobody said it's gonna happen in a millisecond, okay? Nobody said you're gonna be completely transformed in a minute. It is gonna take effort and energy towards creating that path for yourself, but it is possible. I was talking to my therapist and, you know, just telling her like, man, this is difficult. This is hard. This is tough. Like I just don't want to spend my life constantly having to go through the same thing over and over again. And I remember like, I really felt like a bit defeated in that moment. That was during the therapy session. Cause I was like, man, there's so much I feel like I have to work on. My goodness. You know, am I ever gonna be done with this? But I got to a point where I just decided like, you know what, I'm gonna just keep putting in the work because this is what I want. This is how I wanna live my life. This is how I wanna expand and grow and evolve into my life. And I'm a person, like, I love children. I was a nanny. I was in childcare for a long time, on and off for years. And I love children. And for me, a driving force for my transformation was the fact that one day I wanna have children. And I don't want them to have to internalize or embody the things that I went through as far as my own struggles within myself. I want to be a mom. Like, I want to have kids. So most importantly, like, I want to make sure that when they watch me, when they're paying attention to me, I'm showing them healthy ways of being, of communicating, of taking care of myself. And I'm not saying for me to be perfect, but I am saying for me to do what it is that I can do. That's the reason that I wanted to create this video, because I think a lot of times we do kind of get trapped in, you know, healing for years and years. I was that person, okay, for like, what, 8 years? Healing and healing for years, like, and then I wouldn't do certain things because it's like, oh, I'm healing, or I'm doing this, or I'm doing work on myself. And it's like, don't allow that to stop you from living your life. Continue to move through life. And while you're doing that, you could still create a transformation within yourself by paying attention to what it is you do have in your hands right now. So I want to just give a little bit of what you can start off with to continue to create that knowing within yourself that you are enough, you are worthy. A few things I would say. First and foremost, which I feel like not a lot of people talk about enough. I know like this is becoming a huge thing, but I feel like it needs to be talked about more. Regulating your nervous system. When you go through trauma, when you go through, and we all have trauma, okay? I don't care. Whether you see it as a small trauma, a big trauma, it doesn't matter. Trauma is trauma. If you get triggered, if you get angry, if you get annoyed, irritated easily, that used to be me, okay? I used to get so angry. growing up as a child, even into my adult years, okay? Regulate your nervous system. Regulate your nervous system. I'll also create a video of different techniques that I've done as well, but regulate your nervous system. Do your research about the nervous system, about trauma, about triggers, about the vagus nerve, about our nervous system and how that affects us in our body. Because one thing is that when your mind forgets things, your body remembers. Memory is stored in our body. And that's why regulating the nervous system is important, because even you can do affirmations. Affirmations help too. But even as you do your affirmations, your subconscious mind is not taking that in, because for so long you had this different type of belief. And those emotions, those feelings, those memories get stored in your body when you don't regulate your nervous system. Create new beliefs, create new perspectives, a new outlook, a new perception in how you show up for yourself and how you feel about yourself. It really does help. That was the biggest shift for me, the biggest and the quickest shift for me. I've been in therapy. Therapy helps. I'm just gonna give you all a few steps. I know I'm getting a little detailed, you know, I don't wanna go too far into it, because I will create an extra video just like concentrated on the nervous system regulation. But for now, I will give you a few tips to help you get into that knowing that like you are enough. Like waking up every day, being like, just being grateful to be alive, being thankful that you woke up this morning, you're breathing on your own. Some people aren't able to breathe on their own. You know what I'm saying? Like you have all your limbs intact, all your organs intact, whatever it is that you have in your hands right now, you can wake up creating that list in your head, or if you want to write it down, of the things that you're grateful for. Easy. And if you need help, I got you. Do your research on regulating your nervous system. When I tell you, game changer, complete game changer. Meditation, okay? EFT tapping, another form of nervous system regulation. But that also has helped me a lot on my journey. Affirmations, journaling, therapy, going on walks in nature. If you live in a city and you can't, you know, maybe just take a walk outside, you know what I'm saying? Just for a little bit, if you can, because, you know, the way, you know, sometimes it's not always doable, but if you can. Also, sometimes it's just like, go in the bathroom. If that's the only place you can have to yourself. At a point in time, the bathroom was my only place that I could have to myself. If you could just take 2 minutes out to go in the bathroom and just like close your eyes, focus on your breath, focus on your heartbeat, just to kind of help you to tune into your body. Tuning into your body is very important towards creating a new belief system, new perception, shifting your perception, really just tuning in within. Like your worth, your value is infinite. It can never be determined, and nobody can decide that but you. Nobody can decide your worth and your value but you. You are your life. You are a piece of life. You are a piece of this world, of this universe, a piece of existence. You are responsible for your life, for your well-being. Nobody else. You determine your worth, your value on this planet. You decide. Try this. How about this? Because I've done this before. I was going through something that was extremely traumatic for me. And I decided, you know, what if I decided to feel good? What if I just decided to feel good? How would that look for me? What would I be doing? What if I just decided, you know what? I want to feel good. I'm going to feel good. You know, there's a Buddha quote where he says, if you want to be happy, just be. And granted, don't get me wrong, it's not always easy. It's not always easy. It is simple. It is simple, but it is not always easy. And that's what I'm saying. If you give yourself the opportunity that every day when you wake up, first thing you think about, the first thing that you're thankful for is the fact that you're alive. Just that thought in your head, like, dang, I'm alive. I woke up this morning. I'm so thankful. I'm so grateful. Like just that thought alone. And then that spirals into other thoughts. Like, I'm breathing on my own. I'm alive. My family is here. My friends are here. My person is here. You know, I got my dog, my cat. Like, I got money in my bank account. I got food in the fridge. I got air to breathe, fresh air to breathe. I got a clean shower I could take a shower in. I have healthy hair. My skin looks good. Whatever it is that you can be thankful for when you wake up in the morning. This, right now in my life, this is the happiest I've been ever in my life. When I tell you, the happiest I've been in my life. And I don't have much physical things, you know what I'm saying? And when I say that, I mean things, I mean people, I mean all types of things, you know what I'm saying? I don't have much physically, but I have so much internally. So I'm on this journey of transforming and expanding my life, reaching new heights of my potential, reaching new heights of my capabilities and my power, which we all have, which we all were born with, okay? You are worthy, you are enough, you are alive right now. Let's go on this journey together. Let's thrive, let's grow. Let's reach new heights of our life, okay? New heights of life. New heights, expand, grow, enjoy life. Life is brief. This is something Sadhguru always says as well, okay? I adore him, so you're always gonna hear me say something in regards to him, okay? I don't wanna sit around and mope and be a victim to circumstances, to what I went through, to my past, to my trauma, to my emotions, to my thoughts. Life is brief. Like, let's do what we can do, and we can transform, and we can grow, and we can thrive. We can be well, we can be at ease. Let's go on this journey together. Thank you for tuning in. Subscribe for more, because I will have a lot more videos coming to you.